Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite desserts. It is a classic chocolate whoopie pie with marshmallow fluff filling. So we are going to begin by sifting together our dry ingredients, 1 2/3 of a cup of flour along with 2/3 of a cup of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And sifting your dry ingredients just ensures that you do not have any big hunks of flour when you are mixing it into the batter. Now, in a larger bowl, we are going to take 8 tablespoons of butter and cream it with 1 cup of packed dark brown sugar. And then once that is combined together, we are going to beat in 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, being sure to mix this until it is nice and light and fluffy, and scraping down the sides a couple of times just to make sure that everything is well incorporated. Now we are going to start adding in our wet and dry ingredients. I start out by adding in the flour, and I do it in 2 additions, so I'll do an addition of flour, mix, do an addition of milk, and then repeat that. And you just want to mix this well until it comes to a nice, thick cake batter consistency. It is going to be a little bit thicker than cake batter so that the cakes will not spread out all over the pan when they are baked. Then once that comes to a nice consistency, we are going to pour it into a piping bag fitted with a large round tip. The way that I measure out the amount of batter for each whoopie pie is using some sort of round cookie cutter to mark off the area between the cakes. And I used one that was about 2 inches wide, and I left about a 1/2 inch around the outside, so I filled it up with maybe about 2 tablespoons of batter. Now we are going to pop these into the oven at 375 degrees, and we're going to bake them for about 10 minutes. I turn them around in the oven about halfway through, and I bake 2 sheets at a time. You will need to do a couple of batches of baking. It makes about 48 cakes, so that means I did 4 trays. Now we are going to get started on the frosting, mixing together 1 cup of butter with 1.5 cups of marshmallow fluff. And I mix those together first, and then I add in about 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. Sometimes I add a little bit more if I want it to be a little bit lighter and fluffier, as well as 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, what's great about whoopie pies is that they are basically like a cupcake, except they are much easier to eat and they are transportable. It's like a big sandwich cookie, except much more delicious. So then we're going to transfer the frosting into a piping bag fitted with a close star tip. And then I just pipe that in a spiral onto one of the cakes, and then you find another cake that matches the size and shape of the one that is on the bottom. When I'm piping, I like to use a nice star tip. It just makes the whoopie pies have a little bit of elegance and flourish without anything too complicated. And there you have it, a very easy, delicious dessert for any time of the year. Thank you so much for watching. As always, the recipe that I showed in this video will be in the description below, as well as on my website, bakingwithbrie.com. Be sure to leave any comments of future recipes you would like to see, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss videos in the future. Follow my Instagram and TikTok for other baking content.